Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we're coming to you live tonight from the Dave Cave with action from the 1970-71 Epic Basketball League using Action PC Basketball. But before we get to tonight's game, a few housekeeping details. Yes, indeed, this is a fresh shiner under my left eye. And believe it or not, this bad boy is related to my live streaming. But we won't get into that tonight. If you want to hear the full story behind this little mishap, you'll need to tune in this coming Tuesday night to ID Jester's YouTube channel. I am honored to be the special guest for ID Jester's interview at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. So stop by for the ID Jester show to learn more about Dave and the story of my big black eye. Now let's get down to business. Tonight we're coming to you from the Cincinnati Gardens with a Silver Division matchup between the hometown Royals and the visiting Chicago Bulls. Both teams are in the middle of the pack in the Silver Division. As you can see, Chicago is coming in at 4-3, Cincinnati at 3-3. The Royals are a team in transition. Cincinnati traded Oscar Robertson just prior to the start of the 1970-71 season, but they still have an exciting offensive team led by second-year point guard Norm Van Leer and a pair of sensational rookies, Nate Archibald and Sam Lacey. By contrast, the Bulls are a veteran team led by All-Stars Bob Love and Chet Walker. The visiting Bulls are favored by 2 points, and the teams are ready to tip it off. So let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. The Bulls will start Bob Weiss at the point guard, 6'2", 180 out of Penn State, alongside Jerry Sloan, a second-team all-defensive player from the University of Evansville. The All-Stars Chet Walker and Bob Love will be in the front court, and the big man Tom Burwinkle is inside. For the Royals, Nate Archibald and Norm Van Leer get the start together in the backcourt tonight, with Tom Van Arsdal at the small forward, Johnny Green at the power forward, and the aforementioned rookie Sam Lacey inside. Our guys are ready to tip it off, so relax, grab yourself a cold one, and enjoy the game. Lacey wins the tip for Cincinnati, and the Royals will get things started, moving from left to right on your YouTube screen. Norm Van Leer is going to attack the basket. Whistle on the play, and it looks like Johnny Green, the power forward from Cincinnati, is shaken up. Must have rolled his ankle on that opening tip-off, but he'll be fine and the action will continue. They're going to look inside to Green, and Green lays it up and good for our first points of the ball game. Chicago moving to the left, led by Bob Weiss. They've got Bob Love open inside. Little layup off the rim, no good, rebounded by Nate Archibald. Norm Van Leer is going to go on the attack for Cincinnati. His jump shot is up, and it's good. 4-0 Cincinnati here in the early going, as Chicago sets up the offense. They've got Burwinkle on the block inside. He's an excellent passer. What's he going to do? He's going to turn and shoot. He can't get it to go, but he gets the rebound, and he's going to go for the putback. The putback is also no good. Rebounded by Chet Walker. Can Walker get it to go? Pump fake. Rolls around and out, but the foul is called on Sam Lacey on the play, and Walker will go to the line to shoot 2. Hello, Randy Luxembourg. Welcome to the game. Hope you enjoy the festivities tonight. Chet Walker going to the line, an 86.7% free throw shooter on the season, and the first one is good. Second shot is up, and it's good, and it's a 4-2 ball game. with 1 minute elapsed so far here in the first quarter. Sam Lacey inside has the smaller Jerry Sloan on him. His short jump shot is off the glass and good. Chicago comes back the other way, and they're going to look to Chet Walker. Playing give and go with Weiss and Sloan. Pick and roll to Walker outside, floats to the basket, and the ball is stolen away by Archibald. The sensational rookie comes through on the defensive end, and the Royals get the ball back. Jumping Johnny Green on the post. Short jumper, no good. Offensive rebound for Lacey. Lacey with the putback on the rim, and it falls off, and Tom Borwinkle comes out with it for Chicago. Bulls still looking for their first field goal of the game as they work the ball patiently around the perimeter. They've got Borwinkle inside. From the post, his short jump shot is no good, but he is hit on the head by Lacey. And that is 2 already on Sam Lacey in the first 2 minutes of action. Borwinkle to shoot 2. The first free throw is good. And sure enough, Connie Durking is going to come into the game to replace Sam Lacey with the 2 fouls for the Royals. Borwinkle's second shot is good, and it's a 6-4 game. Cincinnati on the offense. Johnny Green is once again the open man on the post. Good look inside. Oh, but Bob Love gets up and blocks that. And Borwinkle comes down with the rebound. Chicago back the other way. Bob Weiss at the point, working against Archibald. He stops, he shoots, he hits it, and he is fouled by Van Arsdal. One shot for Bob Weiss as the Bulls look to take their first lead of the game on the foul by Tom Van Arsdal. Weiss also a reliable free throw shooter, but he can't get this one to go. And it's Johnny Green on the rebound for Cincinnati. Cincinnati brings it back down. Archibald to Van Leer. Back to Archibald on the wing. Shot no good. Rebound Bob Love. And the Bulls are going to come back, and they're going to look for Walker. Walker steps around the defender, drives to the basket, lays it up and good. First field goal of the game for Chicago. And the Bulls now take the lead for the first time. Royals working the offense. They're going to look to Van Leer. Guarded by Sloan. Jump shot no good. Van Arsdal on the offensive board. He's going to put it back up, and he gets it to fall. Once again, we are tied on the first basket of the game by Tom Van Arsdal. Chicago looking low to Borwinkle. Short jump shot, no good. Connie Durking with the rebound. As Cincinnati works the perimeter. Van Arsdal on the wing working against Walker. A fine defender. Van Arsdal tries a jump shot, no good. And Borwinkle comes down with the easy rebound. The Bulls are not a running team, so they're going to pull the ball back out and set up the offense. This time they're going to work it through Jerry Sloan on the perimeter. Sloan looks around for a teammate. Oh, and he gets his pocket picked by Norm Van Leer. Another steal by Norm Van Leer. He is the league leader in steals in this replay. Cincinnati looks around the perimeter. They've got Archibald working on top. Steps around Bob Love. Lays it up and good off the glass. You might say that was a step around. Others might call that a blow-by. As a clear mismatch between the quick Nate Archibald and the veteran power forward Bob Love trying to defend him without success. Bobby Weiss coming back for Chicago. Being guarded by Archibald. Weiss shoots the 15-footer and he drops it in. Once again, we are tied at 10. As Cincinnati looks for an opening. Archibald finds the touch pass to Durking inside. Back to Archibald for the jump shot that's good. 4 points now for Archibald, and the Royals are back on top. They're going to work it to Bob Love. Tough angle jump shot, no good. Out of bounds to Cincinnati. And Beatles Eternally is with us. Hello, Beats. How are you tonight? Good to see you in the chat room, and welcome to tonight's ball game. We've got the Cincinnati Royals taking on the Chicago Bulls. And it's an early first quarter game. Cincinnati is up by 2. Cincinnati is led by a brilliant rookie point guard, Nate Archibald, also known as Tiny Archibald. And his running mate in the backcourt is Norm Van Leer. So that's a very exciting duo. Cincinnati scored the third highest rate in the league in 1970-71, but they weren't the least bit interested in playing defense. They scored 116 points a game, which is a lot, but they gave up 119, which is even more. So they're going to see what they can do on the offensive end. Working the ball around the perimeter, they've got Van Leer with a mismatch against Chet Walker on the switch. Van Leer's going to stop and pop, but Walker knocks it away and steals it. Good defense by Chet Walker on that mismatch, and here come the Chicago Bulls. They're going to go ahead and push their numbers, but Love can't get the jump shot to fall, and Johnny Green comes away with the rebound. The Bulls were not a running team, so I'm going to pull back on that fast break unless they have obvious numbers for tonight's contest. Norm Van Leer is the open man for the Royals. He drives down the lane. The runner is no good. Well defended by Jerry Sloan. Johnny Green with the rebound, and he is fouled by Bob Love. Actually, Archibald was fouled in the middle of that scramble. And it will be one shot for Nate Archibald on the floor. 81% free throw shooter. He gets it to go, and the Royals are now up by 3. Here comes the Chicago Bulls. Bobby Weiss leading the offense. He's going to call his own number. He steps around Archibald, gets it to Sloan outside, and Sloan walks with it. Turnover for the Bulls, and the Royals have a chance to extend the lead to 5 points, which would be their biggest lead of the game. Johnny Green inside is the open man, working against Bob Love. Love knocks it out of play, but the Royals will retain possession. Al, Red Sox fan, is at the game. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the game tonight as the Chicago Bulls visit Cincinnati Gardens to take on the Royals. And we're just getting started here in the first quarter. Archibald has the ball on the perimeter, working against Weiss. He's going to take it to the glass. He drives, he shoots, he scores. Assist on the play by Van Leer. And Archibald now has 7 points to lead all scorers, and the Royals are up by 5. Weiss is going to go back on the attack. He's going to play give and go with Burwinkle. Weiss drives to the basket. Oh, and he drives right over Archibald and is called for the offensive foul. Royals are off to a good start with a 5-point lead and a chance to extend that here with the basketball. They're going to look to Norm Van Leer. His jump shot against Sloan is good. Royals off to a good start here tonight, and Chicago not so much. They've got Burwinkle on the high post. He takes the shot and misses. Tapped out by Love to Jerry Sloan. And Sloan's going to pass it out with a fresh 24 seconds. Looking over the defense, they're going to look down to Bob Love on the low post. Working against Johnny Green, he fakes. He shoots the short jump shot, and he gets it to go. That breaks a scoring drought for the Bulls and pulls them back to within 5 points. Cincinnati bringing it back with Van Arsdal. Guarded by Love. He's going to look around the perimeter. Gets it to Van Arsdal for a long jump shot. No good. Battle for the rebound, and it's Burwinkle who comes out with it for Chicago. 5 rebounds already for the big man for the Bulls. Chicago's going to look inside to Bob Love on the low post. Jump shot is up and good, but the referees wave the shot off as Archibald commits the foul on the floor. The Chicago bench is not very happy about that. Chicago coach Dick Motta giving the referee a piece of his ear for taking away that basket. It's instead going to be a one-shot foul for Bob Love as the foul occurred on the floor. Love gets the shot to go, and it's a 4-point game. Cincinnati comes back on the offense. Not much happening the first time around, so they continue to work the perimeter, and they've got Van Leer now against Sloan. Van Leer, an excellent passer. What's he going to do? Actually, he's going to take it himself, and his jump shot is good. 6 points now for Norm Van Leer, and the Royals lead is up to 6. Chicago coming back with Bobby Weiss on the attack, and Archibald picks his pocket. Another steal. 3 steals on the game now for the Royals, and they have a chance to extend their lead even further. Johnny Green, inside at point-blank range, he hits it. Very nice pass from Van Leer. Down to Green on the post, and Green converts it, and the Royals now are up 8. Chicago needs to find some offense. They're going to look to Chet Walker on the post against the smaller Archibald. He dishes it out to Love. Jump shot no good, and Polk on the rebound for Cincinnati. And here come the Royals. Polk is on the low block against the smaller Bob Weiss. Takes the feed from Archibald, lays it up and good. And the Royals quickly are out to a 10-point lead with just over 4 minutes to go here in the first. What will the Bulls try and do this time? Van Leer is a stellar defender on the perimeter. He's not going to let Sloan get away with anything. They get the ball to Walker, working against Van Arsdale on the wing. Walker's going to shoot it himself, and he scores. Burwinkle on the assist, a fine passer for Chicago, as Walker converts the hoop. Cincinnati back on offense. Working the pick and roll, they've got Van Leer with a mismatch against Bob Love. Van Leer steps around Love, takes a short jumper, off the rim, rebound by Love. Chicago's got the 4-on-4 fast break, but they're going to pull things out and set up the offense once again. They've got Van Arsdale again working against Walker. Walker with the ball. He's going to continue to work it around the perimeter, and Walker lost it out of bounds. Turnover for the Bulls. And we've got some substitutions. Johnny Green is going to take a rest for Cincinnati. Burwinkle and Weiss go to the bench for Chicago as we get some fresh legs into the ballgame. Norm Van Leer is going to attack for Cincinnati. He's going to work the ball to Archibald. Back to Van Leer for the jump shot that won't go. Bob Love on the rebound. Love's going to step outside, working against Polk. His shot no good. Fox on the offensive boards for Chicago, and he gets the basket to drop. First points of the game for the backup center, Jim Fox, and the Bulls are back to within 6 points. Cincinnati working the offense. They look around the perimeter. They've got Polk with the ball inside, working against Bob Love. He's going to take the shot from 9 feet, and he gets it to go. 4 assists already for Norm Van Leer, and the lead is back up to 8 for the Royals with 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Jimmy Collins, the backup point guard, is going to work against Archibald for Chicago. What can he do? He takes the ball up. He drives, he barrels into Van Leer. The reverse layup won't go, but Van Leer is going to be called for the foul on the play, and it will be Jimmy Collins to shoot 2 for Chicago. 78% free throw shooter, and he gets the first one to drop. Flynn Robinson is going to enter the game to give Archibald a rest for Cincinnati. Collins' second shot is good, and the lead is back to 6. Here comes Cincinnati. The new guy, Flynn Robinson, is going to take his first shot, and he nails it. 1 shot, 2 points for Flynn Robinson, and the lead is back up to 8. The Bulls look to Walker on the post again. His short shot is up, and it's no good. Collins tips away the rebound for Chicago, and the Bulls will keep the ball with a fresh 24 seconds. They've got Fox now on the low block working against the smaller Norm Van Leer, but he can't get the shot off in time, and the Bulls are called for a 24-second violation. Sam Lacey comes back into the game for Chicago. Despite the 2 fouls, they're going to bring him back with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter and hope that he does not commit number 3. Royals on offense. Not too many good options quite yet. So Van Leer is going to take the initiative, and he's going to drive to the hoop. And he steps through the defense. He lays it up and good. 29 points already for the Royals, and we've still got 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. The Royals are lighting it up, 58% from the field. Chicago only 37%, but they've got the 7 for 8 from the free throw line that's keeping them in the game. Bob Love is going to work the wing. Jump shot no good, rebounded by Polk. Royals have a 2-on-1 coming back the other way. Flynn Robinson and Van Leer working together. Van Leer gets the ball, puts up the jump shot, and is blocked away by Fox. Nice defensive play by Fox. Flynn Robinson grabs the rebound, sets up the offense. Working against Jimmy Collins. Robinson's going to take it to the hole, and his pass is picked off by Jerry Sloan. Nice defense by Sloan. And Chicago brings the ball back. They work it inside to Baum. He lays it up off the glass, and he gets it to go. Robinson always on the attack. He gets the pass from Falk. He shoots from 15, and he nails it. Flynn instant points Robinson, says Randy Luxembourg, along with Nate the Skate Archibald. Randy's got a lot of good nicknames here in the commentary. Keep up the good work. Bob Butterbean Love, loving the commentary from the chat room. Yeah, Chicago works the ball around the perimeter in the final minute of the first quarter. They're going to work it into Fox against Lacey. Lacey in foul trouble. Fox puts the shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. Jump hook, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Robinson. Oh, some tense moments on the Cincinnati bench when that whistle blew. But Flynn Robinson, reaching in from the help side, committed that foul rather than Sam Lacey. They don't want to lose Lacey at this point in the game to his 3rd foul. And it will be Fox going to the line, 3 to make 2. His first foul shot is no good. And he'll have 2 more cracks at it. 75% free throw shooter. He gets the second to go. As Van Leer gets a rest. And Fox converts the bonus. And it's an 8-point game with 1:10 to play in the first quarter. Flynn Robinson again on the attack. He drives to the hole, and he is fouled by Baum, so he will get to the line for a 1-shot foul, as that's only the second team foul on the Bulls. Robinson converts the free throw. 5 points already for Flynn Robinson, who just came into the game. And the Bulls are going to come back trailing by 9. Working the perimeter. They've got it now. The rim runs into Polk. Sloan makes the layup, and he is fouled by Polk. So nice drive to the basket by Jerry Sloan. A double tough shooting guard for the Bulls. And he will have the opportunity to convert a 3-point play if he can hit the free throw. The first attempt is no good, but Chicago is in the bonus. So Sloan will get the 2 to make 1, and he misses the second. Missed opportunity there for the Bulls to cut into the lead. And here come the Cincinnati Royals. Flynn Robinson on the attack. He shoots the runner, and he banks it in. 7 points off the bench for Flynn Robinson, and he is a spark for the Cincinnati Royals. Chicago, 24 on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock. They're going to go to Bob Love from the corner. His shot is off the back iron, no good. Polk rebounds. 4-on-3 break for the Royals. But they're going to pull it back out, and they're going to try for the final shot of the quarter. Foster on the wing. Shot no good. Defended well by Sloan. Fox comes away with the rebound for the Bulls. Can the Bulls get a shot off? Love in the corner. 15-footer at the buzzer. Won't go. And at the end of the first quarter, the high-scoring Cincinnati Royals put up 34 in the first quarter, and they lead Chicago by 9. As we take a look at the box score. Tough first quarter shooting for Chicago. Only 36%, 8 for 22 from the field, including a putrid 1 for 9 from Bob Love. Leading scorer for Chicago is Chet Walker with 6. As those 9 points from the free throw line are a big help to the Bulls to even keep this game close. Cincinnati, 57% from the field in the first period. They are sizzling. And Van Leer, although he's only 4 for 9, leads the team with 8 points. And look at Flynn Robinson, 3 minutes, 3 for 3 from the field, 7 points. He has been the spark plug for the Royals here in the first quarter. We'll stop by the chat room briefly before we head back to the game. Sports Time Machine is here. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Our Red Sox fans still hanging out with us. ID Jester. Hello, ID Jester. It's good to see you, man. You'll have to go back, ID, and watch about the first 3 to 5 minutes of the broadcast, where I took a moment to set up Tuesday night's interview and set the stage for some interesting stories to be told on Tuesday night. The Magic, Randy Luxembourg says the Magic have dubbed Terrence Ross the Human Torch. You gotta love that. That is a great nickname. Randy Luxembourg is the king of the nicknames here in the chat room tonight, and that certainly adds some flavor to tonight's stream. So keep it up, my man. All right, let's get back to action, and we'll get the second quarter underway with the tip-off. Chicago controls the jump. They've got Love on the low post working against Polk. Love's got to keep shooting, and he gets this one to go. So hopefully they can get Bob Love off the schneid and get him going and get back into this ball game. But Flynn Robinson is going to show no mercy. 15-footer no good. It rolls out of bounds to the Bulls. First miss of the game for Flynn Robinson after connecting on his first 3 field goal attempts. And back come the Bulls. Chet Walker has an opening working against Hyder, the backup. Walker shoots a tough jump shot, but he gets it to go. And the Bulls have hit their first 2 field goal attempts here in the second quarter to cut the lead to 5. Royals are going to look to Polk down low. He's in trouble against Love. Turnaround jumper is blocked away by Fox, rebounded by Fox, and the Bulls have numbers. They're going to push it. Baum leading the break. Layup won't go down. It's batted back out, and Foster comes away with it for Cincinnati. And it's going to be Flynn Robinson on the attack once again. Mid-range jump shot, all nylon. 9 points now for Flynn Robinson. What did we call him? The human highlight reel, the microwave, early Vinnie Johnson. Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking about, Mike, with that 9-point performance in his first 4 minutes of play. Chet Walker again coming back for Chicago, gets it to Collins. Collins' shot is blocked by Lacey. Foster on the rebound, and the Royals have the 3-on-2 break. Robinson leading the break to Hyder. Hyder to Lacey, and Fox on the steal for the Bulls. So good defense by the Bulls in transition that time, and the Bulls are going to pull it out and set it up. They've got Fox on the low post, working against Sam Lacey. Once again, there's a whistle and a foul. This time it's on Hyder. First team foul on Cincinnati, and it will be a 1 shot for Fox. Fox ready his free throw, and he drops it in. Bulls now within 6 as they have gotten off to a strong start here the first minute of the second quarter. Cincinnati without too many good offensive options. They get it to Polk on the wing. He doesn't want to shoot from that far away. He's forced to shoot anyways, and it's way short and off the court to the Bulls. Good team defense by Chicago in that sequence. And Chicago is going to continue their march down the comeback trail. They've got Baum inside against the smaller Foster. His short jump shot is no good. Lacey on the rebound, and the Royals have numbers. 4-on-2. Flynn Robinson leading the break. Foster ahead, gets the ball, and it's stolen away by Walker. Neither team seeing much success on the fast breaks in tonight's game. And it's going to be Bob Love coming back the other way. He runs into Foster. Reverse layup is no good, but Foster is called for the foul. And it will be Bob Love going to the line to shoot two. As the Bulls free throw parade continues, with Love an 89% free throw shooter on the season. And he converts both. And the Bulls are now back to within 4. What will Cincinnati do on offense? They're going to look inside to Lacey, open on the post. Kicked back out to Robinson for the jump shot, no good. Lacey on the rebound. Lacey on the putback, he gets it to go. Good play by Sam Lacey. And back come the Bulls. Working the ball around the perimeter. They've got Walker working against Hyder. Walker's going to take the shot. He leaves it short. And Lacey comes out with the rebound, his 4th of the game. The Royals have a 2-on-2 back the other way. They get it to Foster on the layup. He gets it to go off the glass and good. So a couple of quick hoops for Cincinnati, and they're back up by 8. Love drives against Polk, lays it off the window in the glass, and he gets it to go. 9 points now for Bob Love, heating things up here in the second quarter. What do we got on the offensive end? It's going to be Flynn Robinson again, working against Baum on the switch. Robinson on the wing, shot no good, rebound Chet Walker. Chicago's going to work the perimeter. They get it down inside to Love. Working against Polk, he's the hot hand, and this time he is fouled by Polk on the floor. Third team foul already in the first 3 minutes of play. Whistled on the Royals, and it will be one shot for Bob Love. And Love gets it to go. 5-point game. Bob Cousy is now having a word with the referees on the sideline. Cousy, the coach for Cincinnati, and he's looking at that foul discrepancy. 10 fouls already against Cincinnati against only 3 for Chicago. And Bob Cousy is going to let the referees know about that. As Cincinnati looks for an opening on the offense, once again it's Robinson. He fakes, he steps around Collins, he pulls the trigger, but he can't get it to go. And Collins comes away with the rebound. Chicago coming back, they work it inside again, and there it is, the technical foul on Bob Cousy, as he was not at all happy about the foul totals and not at all happy about Flynn Robinson not getting the call on that last drive. And it will be Chet Walker to shoot the technical foul for the Bulls. Walker hits the free throw, and the Bulls will get the ball on the sideline as they will inbound trailing by 4. Collins outside. Pick and roll with Fox. Fox takes the jump shot. It's a tough shot. It's no good. Polk on the rebound. And it's a 2-on-1 break the other way for Cincinnati. Hyder takes the pass from Polk. He lays it up, and he gets it to go. 6-point lead now for Cincinnati on the first basket of the game by Greg Hyder, the backup small forward. Jimmy Collins outside. Is he going to call his own number? He's going to work the perimeter. Jump shot is off the rim, no good, rebounded by Polk. And back come the Royals with a chance to extend the lead. Flynn Robinson's going to be the guy. His jump shot won't go down. Suddenly he's gone cold. after a quick start. Fox on the rebound, and the Bulls come back. They've got Collins working against Fox on the perimeter. They continue to work it around. And we've got a whistle. Bob Love shaking up on the play. But he will remain in the ball game, and the Bulls bench breathes a sigh of relief as Love shakes it off and he is able to continue. They're going to work the ball down to Love on the low post. He's got a good look inside, but it wiggles out. Chet Walker rebounds it, passes it back out. They get it down low to Lacey. Working against Fox inside. Fox with the layup, no good. But Lacey got him in the arm, and that is his third. Number 3 on Lacey. And it'll be 2 shots for Fox. And Bob Cousy is no happier now than he was 2 minutes ago, as he has to pull Lacey out of the game once again, and in fact a fresh 5 coming in for Cincinnati as Fox lines up his second free throw. The second free throw is good. 6 points for Fox, and the lead is 5 for Cincinnati. Archibald and Van Leer in the backcourt now, working at full strength. They're going to work it down to Johnny Green, and he gets the layup over Fox, and he gets it to go. Nice play by Johnny Green returning to the game as he records his 6th point of the night. The Royals tightening up the defense as Baum works against Van Leer. Baum's going to put the ball on the floor. What's going to happen? Bounce pass to Love outside. 15-footer no good. Out of bounds to Cincinnati. And now it's Chicago making the wholesale substitutions with just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Archibald working against Weiss. Now working against Ruffner on the switch. Archibald's going to drive to the basket. He drops it off to Dirking inside. Circus shot no good. Offensive rebound by Green. Short jump shot is good. Nice put back by Johnny Green, and the Royals extend the lead. They've got Ruffner and Burwinkle on the post for Chicago. They get it to Burwinkle. Burwinkle tosses it up, and it's partially blocked, but still off the glass and good for Tom Burwinkle. Cincinnati coming back on the offensive end. No good options on the first look. They swing it around for a second look with Van Leer working against Sloan. Van Leer drives to the basket, blocked by Burwinkle. Van Arsdale comes out with the rebound. He goes for the putback, and the jump shot from in close is good. Royals back up by 9, just like they were at the end of the first quarter, through 5 minutes of play here in the second. Chet Walker on the offense. He drives, and Archibald steals it. 3 steals now for Archibald, and it's a 3-on-2 fast break for the Royals. Archibald's going to take it himself off the glass and good. An 11-point lead now for Cincinnati. That is their biggest of the ball game, as they have just peeled off a 6-0 run. Bobby Weiss is going to bring it back for Chicago. He drives to the basket. He can't get his shot to go, but he's fouled on the play by Dirking. And it will be the bonus already for Chicago as they trail by 11, but Walker's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Bob Cousy is red under the collar now as the fouls continue to pile up against his Royals. And he is unhappy that he's not getting any calls on his side. And now to make matters worse, Walker misses the second free throw, but Weiss tips the rebound back out, and it's going to be another opportunity for the Bulls to go back on the attack. Looking inside to Ruffner. Posting up against Green, and he's tied up, and it'll be a jump ball with 11 on the shot clock for Chicago. Quite a mismatch as Ruffner gets the jump controlled for Chicago. Ruffner has a shot opportunity. And now we've got Dirking called for the technical. Another technical foul on Cincinnati in front of their home crowd. and the referees in the stands are not at all happy with what's taking place down on the court. You'd think it was Tim Donaghy reffing this game, the way that the foul distribution has been. And now that's 2 technical fouls against Cincinnati here in the first quarter and a half of play. Walker to inbound for Chicago. Weiss is going to work against Van Leer. Van Leer a fine defender, so Weiss can't get the shot. Passes to Burwinkle, back to Weiss. Reverse layup, no good, but a foul is called on Archibald on the play. And the foul totals are now 13-3 in favor of Chicago, as we're going to see more free throws this time from Bobby Weiss. A 23-2 free throw differential. 24-2 now as Weiss knocks in the first free throw. And Weiss hits the second, and the lead is now 7 for Cincinnati. Norm Van Leer on the perimeter, drives it, stolen by Sloan. Kuzi wants a reach-in call. He's not going to get it, as Chicago sets up on the offensive end once again. Weiss working against Archibald. He drives to the hole. He's cut off. His short jump shot's no good, and Johnny Green rebounds for Cincinnati. Green now works inside. Takes it out on the perimeter against Burwinkle. Nothing happening there. Green loses it out of bounds, and the ball will go to Chicago. Bob Love back into the game for Chicago after a brief rest, and he's back at full strength and good to go for the rest of the half. Bobby Weiss, 18-foot out. Drives, ran over Green, no good, and the foul is called on Green. And Weiss will go to the line, shooting the bonus, 3 to make 2 for Chicago. He connects on the first. And the second shot is good. So Weiss didn't need the bonus. He hit both the first 2, and the lead is now 5. Connie Durking inside is the open man. He throws it up, no good. Van Arsdale and Bullwinkle are fighting for it, and Burwinkle comes out with it. Chicago will set up on the other end, and they're going to look inside to Burwinkle. His short jumper falls in, and the lead is now down to 3. An 11-point lead has been cut to 3 as the frustration continues to mount on the Cincinnati bench. Norm Van Leer is the open guy. His jump shot is no good. And finally, a foul is called on Jerry Sloan. We've played 7 minutes of basketball here in the second quarter, and that is the first team foul that has been called on Chicago. And the fans here at the Cincinnati Gardens are giving the referees the mock cheer for finally blowing their whistles on the right-hand side of the court. Van Leer somehow finds his way to the charity stripe. He almost forgot how to get to the free throw line after so rare a game, but he hits both the shots, and that's 18 straight free throws for Van Leer, who leads the league in free throw percentage, and the Royals are back up by 5. Chicago on the attack. They've got Chet Walker on the post against Van Arsdale. His layup is good. Can Chicago keep pace? Cincinnati now back on the offensive side. Van Leer, working against Sloan, is going to put the ball on the ground. He lays it up, he lays it off the glass, and he gets it to go. 12 points now for Norm Van Leer to lead Chicago. Bobby Weiss on the attack. Jump shot is good, and he is fouled by Archibald. And once again, the Cincinnati Gardens fans do not like that call. That is 3 on Archibald. And Weiss will have a chance for the three-point play. Glenn Robinson returns to the game, replacing Archibald with the 3 fouls, as Weiss steps to the free throw line and drops it through. And yes, indeed, Mike, that is the one and only Jerry Sloan, who was a double tough, hard-nosed shooting guard for the Chicago Bulls before becoming a hard-nosed coach for the Utah Jazz. It's a 2-point game now for Cincinnati as they're back on the attack. And Flynn Robinson is going to call his own number. His short jump shot is no good, but a foul is whistled on Walker. And it will be Flynn Robinson with 2 shots for Cincinnati. First shot rolls around and good. Second shot for Robinson also good. And that's 11 for Flynn Robinson. Cincinnati comes back. They're going to look again to Walker on the low post. Actually, they've got Burwinkle now with Van Leer trapped on his hip. And Burwinkle easily puts it up and in over little Norm Van Leer. What will Cincinnati do? Love has Durkin covered on the low post. They work it outside to Van Arsdale. What can he do against Walker? He shows he goes. He lays it up no good, but Love is called for the foul. And the Action PC basketball commentary has the audacity to call that a questionable call, with the foul totals now running 15-6 in favor of the Bulls. Van Arsdale shooting 2. He can't get the first to go. But the second shot is good, and the Royals are now ahead by 3. As Mike mentions that he met Jerry Sloan at a job function, Alzheimer's is taking its toll on him in a bad way. That is very sad to hear. My father suffered from Alzheimer's for the last several years of his life, and that is a sad situation. So all of our thoughts and prayers to Jerry Sloan and his health status here tonight as we celebrate his career as a Chicago Bull. He's a smart guy, though. He's not going to try and beat the defensive wizardry of Norm Van Leer. He's going to work the ball around the perimeter. And they get it down to Love inside on the switch. Love against Van Arsdale, posts up. The pump fake. He gets Van Arsdale in the air. And Love shoots the jump shot and hits it. 12 for Love now. And it is a 1-point game with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Van Arsdale working inside against Chet Walker. Short jump shot blocked away by Bob Love. Johnny Green pulls the rebound. Short jump shot is good. Put back on the play by Johnny Green, and he is now into double figures for Cincinnati. Chicago coming back to Love on the low block. His jump shot is good. That's 14 for Love. He now leads all scorers. And as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Love is 5th overall in the NBA in this replay in scoring at 26 per game. Cincinnati's going to look for the shot. They're going to look down to Johnny Green on the low block. Nothing but net. Assist to Van Leer on the play, and that is his 5th. What's Chicago going to do? Chet Walker working against Van Arsdale. On the wing. Baseline jump shot. He gets it to go. Fine shot by Chet Walker. And the Bulls are now within 1 point as we go back and forth down the final moments of the first half. Robinson pick and roll with Green. He gets around the defense. He lays it up and good. Chicago coming back on the attack with Chet Walker. He drives the baseline and he gets it to go. 63-62. This has turned into a high-scoring run-and-gun contest, as we might have expected. Flynn Robinson dribbles to Van Leer, back to Robinson. Short jump shot blocked by Burwinkle. Rebound by Burwinkle, and Chicago has a chance to take the lead. Bobby Weiss to Burwinkle, back to Weiss. Pump fake, lays it off the backboard, no good. But there's a foul on the play called against Norm Van Leer, and Chet Walker will go to the free throw line. 3 to make 2 for Chet Walker, as he has the chance to give Chicago their first lead in a long time. His first shot is good, and we're tied. Archibald back into the game with 3 fouls for Cincinnati. Paulk in for Dierking down low. And Archibald's going to have to be very careful these last 2 minutes that he doesn't pick up his 4th. Walker misses the second shot, but he'll have the third opportunity for the bonus. He gets it to go, and the Bulls take the lead. What's Cincinnati going to do on offense? They're looking around the perimeter. They've got Van Leer now working against Sloan. He's going to look for a pass. He has nobody to pass to. Fall-away jumper is no good. Love with the rebound for Cincinnati. For Chicago. Chicago sets up the offense. They're going to work it back to Love. Out to Weiss to Burwinkle. Burwinkle inside to Walker. But Walker called for the second personal foul of the game on Walker. He got that left arm out there and tried to use the hook to get free to take a shot in the lane. And the referees were going to have none of it. And now we see King into the game for the first time. Jim King for Chicago, seeing his first action of the game. And Holt, A.W. Holt, also seeing his first action of the game for Chicago, as a couple of their stars need a break. Walker and Weiss go to the bench. And Cincinnati goes on to the offense here in the final minute, 20 seconds of the first half. Working the perimeter. Johnny Green has it inside against Love. Can he get the shot to go? His layup is good. 14 now for Johnny Green to lead Cincinnati. And the Royals are back out on top. Chicago looks into Love. Love with the pump fake. He gets it to go. And the Bulls are back on top. Trading baskets here as we head towards halftime. Cincinnati has Polk banging away in the low post. And he unloads at point-blank range, and he gets it to go, and the foul is called on King. Polk will shoot one with his opportunity to make it a three-point game. And he can't get it to go. Rebound by Jerry Sloan for Chicago. King on the perimeter, working against Archibald. Powers to the basket. Cincinnati's weak inside, and King gets the layup to go on the assist by Burwinkle. 68-67 Chicago. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Cincinnati wants to get a good shot. They're going to look inside to Johnny Green. Short jump shot, good. 12 points in the second quarter for Johnny Green, and the Royals are back on top as the Bulls will hold the ball for the final shot. Hold outside drives. Cut off by Polk. Short jumper, no good. The buzzer sounds, and that is the end of the first half. Cincinnati leads at 69-68. Behind Johnny Green with 16 points for the Royals. Chet Walker leads all scorers with 19 for Chicago. As we take a look at the box score. Yeah, ID Jester says no defense so far, and that's absolutely correct. As we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, the Royals were a high-flying offensive team scoring 116 points a game, which is third highest in the NBA. But the Royals played absolutely no defense and gave up 119 per game, and they are certainly just about at that pace. In fact, they're ahead of that pace. Both teams. Chicago put up 43 points in the second quarter, and a bunch of that took place at the free throw line. Look at that, 24-7 scoring at the free throw line, and that's the difference in this game so far. Chet Walker is the guy for Chicago with 6 for 8 from the field and 7 free throws on top of that to give him a game-high 19 points for the Bulls. Cincinnati led by Johnny Green. Very effective on the low post, 8 for 11 shooting. Flynn Robinson cooled off a little bit, but still finished 5 for 10 for the half with 13 points off the bench for Cincinnati. All right, it's time for a quick drink to keep the vocal cords loose for the second half. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Bywater, Brasilia Blueberry Bywater. From Brasilia, Brazil. Sounds fancy, right? Exotic, adventurous, romantic even. It sounds like a faraway place with exotic, faraway things and unbelievable flavor. Plus, it only has 5 calories per serving and no artificial sweeteners. You can't beat that. All right. So the vocal cords are ready for half number 2. The players are all rested. Let's get back to action. The referee tosses it up, and once again it's Chicago controlling the jump, trailing by 1. Doing my own commercial, says ID Jester. Indeed I am. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody from Bywater is watching to get me the reimbursement for that. Could be worse. I'm certainly not advertising Nike. Did anybody see what happened with Nike this week? Zion Williamson, the best player in college basketball wearing Nike shoes, blew out his Nike sneaker at the beginning of the Duke game. And not only did he blow out his sneaker, he twisted his knee. I haven't heard the final report on the extent of Zion Williamson's knee injury, but think people at Nike are just in shock over that because they've got big money invested in their shoes. They've got big money invested in Duke basketball, and they just got embarrassed on national TV in front of the whole world watching. All right, so here we go with Bob Weiss on the offense, working against Archibald. Out high. Weiss pump fakes, up and down, no call. His shot from in close is no good, and Sam Lacey rebounds for Cincinnati. They're going to come right to Norm Van Leer. Van Leer drives, gives the ball to Van Arsdale. Shot no good, out of bounds to Chicago. Chicago's got all kinds of options now. Everybody's down low. Walker against Van Arsdale seems to be the best matchup. And Walker takes advantage of it and scores. 21 for Walker, and the Bulls are back on top. The hot hand for Cincinnati is Johnny Green. He steps around Love, and he gets his shot to go to put Cincinnati back on top. What an entertaining half we're having here. The first half was very entertaining, and they don't show any signs of slowing down here in the second. Walker can't get his open jump shot to go, but he's fouled by Van Arsdale, and he'll go back to the line. 7 of 9 already on the game for Walker. And his first free throw is good here to tie the ball game. 86% on the year, but Walker can't get this one to go. The rebound outside goes to Bobby Weiss. He passes it to Sloan. And the Bulls will set up once again. Looking around, working the perimeter. Weiss passes it to Burwinkle. Back out to Weiss. Weiss steps out of bounds. Turnover Chicago. Here come the Royals. It's going to be Van Leer once again trying to pull the trigger. His jump shot is swatted away by Burwinkle. Bounces out of bounds. Cincinnati will keep possession with 11 on the shot clock, but Burwinkle made his inside presence known in a big way on that possession. What's Cincinnati going to do? They're going to look inside to Sam Lacey. Camped out down low. Shoots it up over Burwinkle and gets it to go. Nice play by Lacey, getting it up over the 7-foot shot blocker and getting that one to fall to put the Royals back on top. Burwinkle now has Archibald trapped on the low post. Foul on the play is going to be called on Lacey, trying to help out. And Lacey goes back to the bench with 4 personal fouls as Burwinkle heads to the free throw line. And Bob Cousy's mood has not improved one little bit. Burwinkle, though, misses the free throw. Van Leer comes away with the rebound, and Cincinnati brings it back on offense. Green with the ball outside, working against Love. Love's got him swarmed over, and Green throws it away. Bulls ball. Chicago sets it up. They're going to look inside to Chet Walker on the low block. He gets it back out to Weiss, who drives to the basket, stolen by Van Leer, and Cincinnati regains possession. Van Leer is going to take control. He hits a jump shot from outside for his 14th point, and the Royals are back out on top by 4. They're going to try that low post play again to Walker. Pump fake's no good, but Dierking came down on top of him. And already that's 3 team fouls on Chicago in the third quarter. And the Bulls are picking right up where they left off, headed back to the free throw line. As Walker connects on both free throws. And Chicago has now put up 27 points from the free throw line, and we're just barely into the third quarter. They don't like the matchup down low with Dierking. They get it back out to Van Leer. Van Leer's going to attack. And Van Leer throws it into the front row. Chicago basketball. Bulls with a chance to tie. Van Leer saying, hey, but the lady in the red dress was open. I had to get it to her. They work it inside to Walker again. Guarded by Van Arsdale. And Van Arsdale is no match for Walker on the post. As Walker converts again. And the Bulls have once again tied the ball game. Van Leer's going to stay on the attack. His perimeter jump shot is good. Chicago comes back with Weiss. Dishes to Sloan outside. Bad pass out of play. Cincinnati ball. Chicago managed to tie the game, but Cincinnati has the answer on the defensive end. Van Leer drives, gets it to Dierking for a 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Boerwinkle. Weiss is going to try to push the fast break. Surprising 3-on-2, pull-up jumper missed. Walker boxes out, and he's fouled by Dierking. And that is number 3 on Dierking. And it will be Bob Love for one shot for the Bulls. Free throw, no good. Rebound, Johnny Green. Van Leer, relentless for Cincinnati. He ball fakes, he drives the lane, he's called for the offensive foul. And Bob Cousy just threw his clipboard. Bob Cousy has thrown his clipboard along the sidelines. The referees are giving him a little leeway here because he's already been teed up once. But he is beside himself after that offensive foul called on Norm Van Leer. That is number 3 on Van Leer. And the Bulls once again have the chance to tie the game. Love works against Archibald. And Archibald steals it. 2-on-1 coming back for Cincinnati. Green to Van Leer. Van Leer gets it off the glass and he gets the roll. Cincinnati once again pulling victory from the jaws of defeat, it would seem. Every time the Bulls look like they're going to get back into it, Cincinnati responds. Chicago looks to Weiss. Ball on the floor, jump shot no good. Van Leer, with the quick hands, beats Boerwinkle to the rebound. Van Leer comes out with it, and the Royals again have numbers. Van Leer runs the break. Green to Dierking. Dierking double dribble. Bad decision there by Johnny Green. You don't ever go to the center on the fast break when you've got numbers. Keep the ball in the hands of the guards who know what to do with it. Dierking out of the game. Polk in for Cincinnati. As the Bulls once again try to cut into the lead. Love on the block. Bobbled it. Got it back. Tosses it up no good. Sloan comes out with the rebound for Chicago, and they'll have another opportunity with a new 24-second clock. They're going to work it again to Walker. Acrobatic layup around the corner is no good. Tipped away. Van Arsdale comes out with it for Cincinnati. Polk on the block down low. He's open. His shot's no good, but he's fouled by Boerwinkle, and it will be Polk going to the line to shoot 2 for Cincinnati. Not a good free throw shooter, only 60%, but he gets the first one to go. And he hits them both. And the Royals now lead by 6. Just over 7 to play in the third quarter. As Chicago looks for a shot, they're going to look again to Chet Walker. He's the hot hand, and his jump shot is all net. 28 now for Chet Walker, as he is stealing the show. Coming back, it's going to be Van Leer once again, taking control. His jump shot is good, and he's hacked by Sloan. Chance for Van Leer to convert a three-point play, as he now has 20 on the game. And with the free throw, that's now 21. 19 straight from the free throw line for Van Leer. And the Royals push the lead back to 7. What's Chicago going to do? It's going to be Weiss calling his own number. He drives and he's stripped by Van Leer. And it's a 3-on-1 now for Cincinnati. Van Leer to Green. Green drives, lays it up, no good, tipped in by Polk. And that is 10 points for Polk now off the bench for Cincinnati. Look at the bench scoring, 27-12 off the bench for Cincinnati. A lot of that came from Flynn Robinson in the first half, but Polk also with 10 off the bench has helped Cincinnati hold on to this lead, and now they've stretched it to 9 points again midway through the third quarter. Chet Walker still has the hot hand. He takes a tough shot, and Polk rebounds the miss. Coming back with Van Leer, working against Sloan on the perimeter. He fakes it into Polk inside. Polk puts it up, and he gets it to go. Gets it to go against Burwinkle. And it is 12 now for Polk, and the lead is back to double digits for Cincinnati. The Royals survived a scare, and they now have once again equaled their biggest lead of the game, 88-77, as the Royals just continue to put points on the board. Chicago looking for an opportunity. Weiss, pick and roll with Love. Weiss barrels into Archibald, and they call the offensive foul on Weiss. Number 2 on Weiss, as Cincinnati will take possession once again. Looking around for the open shot. They're going to look inside to Johnny Green. Green in the low post. Pump fakes against Love, and he gets the jumper to go, and that's 20 for Johnny Green. What a performance for Johnny Green, and the Royals have their biggest lead of the game. Burwinkle open on the post against Dirking, and he gets the short jumper to go, and that ends a 9-0 run for the Royals as the Bulls are back to within 11. They're going to look to Johnny Green once again. They've got Van Leer looking for Green. He can't get him. He's matched up against Sloan. Van Leer forces up a shot, no good. Rebound, Love. The Bulls are going to run, but they don't have numbers. So Weiss smartly pulls the ball back out to set up the offense. Sloan now working against Archibald. He's going to take it to the glass. He barrels into Archibald. He lays it up good, but Sloan is called for the offensive foul, and that is his third. Tough break for Jerry Sloan. Archibald a little slow to get up after being run over by the bigger Jerry Sloan, but he's going to stay in the game, and the Royals are going to look to extend their lead once again. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 90-79 Cincinnati. Still looking for a shot on the perimeter. They've got Van Leer working against Sloan. What's he going to do? He drives to the basket, and they call the offensive foul on Van Leer. Lots of offensive fouls being called both ways, as Van Leer is called for the charge, and that is 4 on him. And Flynn Robinson returns to the ball game for Cincinnati. Bulls ball, trailing by 11. Love working against Green outside. They're going to look down to Chet Walker on the low post. Posting up Van Arsdale, another short jump shot over Van Arsdale. Nothing but net, 30 for Chet Walker. 9-point lead for Cincinnati. Archibald now working the point. Flynn Robinson at the 2 guard. Van Arsdale now has the ball against Walker. He doesn't have much of an opportunity, but he's going to have to put it on the floor. He's cut off by Fox. Shot no good. Robinson keeps it alive for Cincinnati, and he passes it back out. Cincinnati setting it up once again. Robinson's going to call his own number. He drives, and it's an offensive foul on Robinson. My goodness, number 2 on Robinson. But at least, the one thing you want from the referees in a situation like this is consistency. And they are not calling any of the flops. They're not calling any of the shoulder barreling in. They're being consistent and letting the defenders play defense and rewarding both teams for solid defensive efforts in the paint. Foul totals are building up for both teams now as Chicago looks around for an opening. They've got Love outside against Johnny Green. What's he going to do? Fadeaway jump shot, no good. Rebound, Johnny Green. Coming back the other way, the Royals have numbers. They've got Archibald leading the break. He's going to push the numbers. He gets it to Robinson. Finger roll, no good. Polk on the offensive board. His shot, no good. He tried to get it to Archibald, threw it away. Chicago ball. As Durking and Polk now are going to work down low. And they're going to give Johnny Green a rest. As Green is starting to show some signs of fatigue. Despite his 20-point night, Lacey on the bench with 4 fouls. So it will be Polk and Durking inside for the Royals as they try to maintain this 9-point lead. Chet Walker inside. Working against Van Arsdale once again. He can't get this one to go, but Van Arsdale comes down on top of him, and Walker will go back to the line for 2 shots. Walker drops in the first one, his 31st point of the game. Second shot is good, and the lead for Cincinnati is 7 as the Royals come back on the offensive end. They're going to play tit for tat and see what they can do with Van Arsdale inside. He shoots over Walker, no good. Foster grabs the rebound, but a loose ball foul is called on Durking. That is number 4 on Durking, and it will be Jerry Sloan shooting 2 for Chicago. His first shot is good. Only 3 points for Sloan so far. But 3 rebounds and stellar defensive play, and that's what Jerry Sloan was all about. Second free throw is no good, but Walker tips it in. And that's 3 points the hard way for Chicago, and the lead is down to 4. Cincinnati looking for some offense. Archibald working against Jimmy Collins. Archibald drives. He's cut off by Love. Shot no good. Van Arsdale gets the offensive board, and he pulls it back out for another shot at an offensive possession for Cincinnati. They've got Polk down low against Sloan. They get it over to Lacey. Lacey's shot no good. Lacey wants the foul. He doesn't get it, but Lacey does get the rebound and keeps it alive for Cincinnati. And Lacey works it past Fox for the short jump shot good. Lacey went to the left hand, got that one to go. He wanted the call. He didn't get the call, but he got the hoop, and Cincinnati is back up by 6. Chicago continuing to pound the ball to Walker in the paint, and this time he's called for the 3 seconds. Good help side defense on that play for Cincinnati. Earns them another possession. Archibald working against Chet Walker on the perimeter. Is he going to attack? He's going to attack. He works the pick and roll with Lacey, but Archibald blows the layup. Lacey gets the rebound with the tip in, and he gets it to go. Nice recovery by Sam Lacey. It looked like Archibald had a wide open shot, but he missed it. Lacey taps it in. That's 10 for Lacey, and the lead is back up to 8 for Cincinnati. Here come the Chicago Bulls. Jimmy Collins working outside against Polk on the mismatch. Plays pick and roll with Fox. Collins is knocked to the floor. He's hacked by Archibald. That is 4 on Archibald. And it will be Collins shooting 2. Chicago in the bonus. But Collins misses the first. Now into the game for the first time, it's Bob Arnzen to give Van Arsdale a break. as Collins tees up the second free throw, and he drops it in. 7-point lead for Kansas City, 2.5 minutes to go in the third period. They're immediately going to look inside to Arnzen. What can he do? In the paint, short jump shot is good. 2 points for Arnzen just entering the game. Not highly used. Second-year player out of Notre Dame is Bob Arnzen. But with the fatigue and the foul trouble that Cincinnati is facing, they need help from any place they can get it. And Arnzen comes in and connects on his first field goal attempt. Jimmy Collins working against Flynn Robinson. Jump shot is good. Here come the Royals. Trying to expand that 7-point lead. It's going to be Flynn Robinson on the attack. Robinson working with Van Leer. Back to Robinson for the 15-footer, and he hits it. Once again, teams are trading baskets fast and furious. Bob Love on the baseline. Whips it to Collins. Back to Love for the 15-footer. No good. Walker grabs the offensive board. Sends it back out. They get it back to Walker on the post. Turnaround jump shot. No good. It's rebounded by Collins. Kicked back out to Sloan. And it will be a third shot opportunity for Chicago. They're going to look back inside to Love once again. Whistle on the play, and Jerry Sloan is hurt. He's got a shoulder injury, holding that left shoulder after mixing it up underneath. But he will remain in the game. Just what you would expect from a tough guy like Jerry Sloan. Chicago looking for another opportunity after two misses. They've got a third opportunity. They get it to Love on the baseline, and his jump shot is good. So the Bulls took advantage of that work on the offensive glass to get another basket. Arnzen once again, this time double dribbles. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Refs aren't going to let that happen. Bulls have the basketball with 1:19 to play. Collins works against Robinson. Passes around the perimeter. They get it to Holt working against Arnzen on the low block. 17 on the shot clock. They continue to work the basketball. But Holt is unable to complete the pass, and he walked. Traveling on A.W. Holt. Basketball back over to Cincinnati. Turnovers have been a problem for both teams. That is number 17 for Chicago, 14 for Cincinnati, as this has just been a fast-paced, high-flying shootout. Cincinnati's going to look down to Lacey on the post. Shot no good. Lacey gets his own rebound. Lays it off the glass, comes up empty. Polk with the rebound. Polk's jump shot is good. Offensive rebound and put back by Polk. That is 14 points now and 10 rebounds off the bench for Polk. Very nice game for the backup power forward for Cincinnati. Chicago in the final minute of play here in the third. They've got Bobby Weiss on top against Flynn Robinson. Weiss's jump shot goes down, and he gets the assist on the play from Fox as they played the inside-out game. The lead is 7, 43 seconds to go. Chicago has Lacey open inside. He powers it past Fox. He puts it up and good. 12 points now for Lacey in limited minutes to go with 8 rebounds. 32 seconds to play now. Third period clock is ticking down. Chicago's going to attack with Bob Weiss. He floats to the basket, steps around Robinson, lays it up and good. 15 now for Weiss on the game. And it is 102-95, and we're not even done with the third quarter yet. I've seen games where the fourth quarter score wasn't that high. Cincinnati has 22 seconds left on the game clock. Shot clock is turned off. So the Royals are going to play for the final shot of the period. Lacey inside to Arnzen. Arnzen shot no good, rebounded by Love. Can the Bulls get a shot off with 6 seconds to play? Fox to Holt. Holt once again turns it over. 2 turnovers in the final couple of minutes here by A.W. Holt. And Chicago missed an opportunity to cut into the lead as the third period ends. Let's see what's happening in the chat room. Let's see. We left off with Me doing my own commercials at halftime, as ID Jester pointed out. ID Jester, Robbie Wartburg. Hi, Robbie. Good to see you in the chat room. Beatles eternally still hanging out. ID Jester. Good to see a good crowd here in the chat room tonight. And Randy Luxembourg reports that this is a career high for Weiss. 15 points. That is a good night for Weiss. And those 7 assists are really what you expect out of Bobby Weiss at the point. So really a solid effort for Weiss tonight. Walker has been tremendous. Bob Love has been up and down tonight, but he's got 18 points. But what can you say about Johnny Green and Norm Van Leer and the contributions of Polk off the bench for the Royals as they come into the third period with a 7-point lead? 34 for Chet Walker. Love only 7 for 20 from the field, but he's got 18 points. Good night for Van Leer with 21 points, 8 assists. Johnny Green with 20 and 8 rebounds. And of course, Polk off the bench with 14 and 10, putting up huge contributions for the Royals. All right, are we ready for the fourth quarter? Robbie Wartburg says, "Hi Dave, how are you tonight?" Well, if you want to know the answer to that, Robbie, go back and watch the first 3 or 4 minutes of tonight's broadcast, and you'll see how I'm doing. What you'll see is a great big old black eye on my left eye, and we haven't divulged the cause of that quite yet, but if you come to ID Jester's chat on Tuesday night, we'll give you the full report. All right, fourth quarter time. One more drink of Bywater. Only 5 calories. It's like if your crush showed up in a teeny bathing suit and took you on a picnic in the antioxidant rainforest. Pretty juicy stuff. Thus says the bottle. Now, full disclosure, my crush is a beautiful woman that I've been married to for almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years in May. She's upstairs working. So she doesn't know what's going on this broadcast. But if she hears something about a teeny weeny bathing suit coming over my podcast, year number 31 might not be so happy for our storybook romance. So we'll just leave that as it is, and we'll head to the fourth quarter and get back to basketball before my big yap gets me in trouble. Once again, Chicago controls the jump with Fox, and they look to set up the offense. Not much happening on the first look, so they pass it back out to the perimeter. They get it to Fox down low. Fox is going to try his luck against Dirking. His jump shot is good. 8 points now for Fox, and the lead is 5. Both teams running their second units here early in the fourth period. Polk now works against Collins inside. Collins knocks it away, can't come up with it. Ball goes out of bounds. Cincinnati will retain possession with 13 on the shot clock. Robinson has the ball out top, working against Collins. He doesn't hesitate to drive. He lays it up. It's blocked away by Fox and pulled out by Holt. And Chicago comes back with it, moving from right to left. Baum is going to bring it up from the shooting guard position. He's got a matchup against Foster. He doesn't like his odds against the fine defense of Foster. Clock is running down to 12 seconds. Johnny Baum outside. Deep jump shot is no good. Hard off the rim. Dirking gets the rebound, his second of the game, and Cincinnati comes back on the offensive end. Robinson dribbles into the front court. Polk is the open man on the block, working against Bob Love. But Polk is fouled on the help side by Holt. First team foul on Chicago, and it will be one shot for Polk as the foul was called on the floor. Polk connects, and the lead now is 6 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to look to Bob Love on the perimeter. He's in the corner. He draws the contact from Polk. He can't get the shot to go, but Polk fouled him. And Love will go to the line to shoot 2. 83% shooter in the real NBA, 89% on this replay as he connects with the first. Love now looking for his 20th point of the game, and he gets it to drop. 20 for Love. It's a 4-point lead for Cincinnati as they come back on the offensive end. Robinson has a mismatch against Holt, but they can't get the ball to him. They get it to Foster on the perimeter, working against Baum. 17 on the shot clock. Foster drives. He's cut off. Shot no good. But Arnzen taps it away, and Flynn Robinson picks it up for Cincinnati. Robinson's going to try and set things up out on top, working against Jimmy Collins. Nothing good there. And a whistle and another injury on the play. Johnny Baum is in pain for Chicago, and he is going to leave the game in favor of Jerry Sloan. Sloan scoffs at Baum as he heads back out onto the court, saying, "Look, you pansy, you never see Jerry Sloan limp out of a ball game. Man up, pal." Cincinnati has the ball. They have a full 24 seconds to shoot now after the official timeout. Arnzen to inbound. And they're going to look inside to Polk, who's open on the block. Good look inside. Can't get the shot to fall. Polk with his own rebound. And the putback is no good. Arnzen pulls it away. Can Arnzen get his putback to go? Not this time. Rebounded by Holt, and the loose ball foul is called on Robinson. 3 on Robinson. And it's actually Jim Fox who will go to the free throw line with one shot for Chicago. And it's nothing but net. 3-point game now as Cincinnati comes back on offense. They're going to look inside again to Polk. He lays it up and good. 17 now for Polk as he made Bob Love look silly on that play. Love says, "Give me the ball. I'm not going to take that." They kick it instead to Collins. Collins' shot's no good. Rebound by Foster. And back come the Cincinnati Royals. Robinson dribbles into the front court. Looks around. They're going to look to Arnzen on the low block. He's got a mismatch against Holt. Arnzen puts up the short shot and gets it to go. 7-point lead now for Cincinnati. Bob Love wants it on the low block. He lays it up and good. 22 now for Love. 5-point lead. Under 10 as the clock continues to roll. Arnzen inside again. Rising up against Holt. Shot no good. Tipped by Polk, no good. Rebound Fox. Chicago bringing it back. This game has tightened up in the fourth quarter, and whoever is going to rise to the occasion in the fourth quarter has the opportunity to come away with a victory here tonight, as Chicago looks to steal one on the road against the Cincinnati Royals. Jimmy Collins working against Robinson. Deep jump shot, tough angle, no good. Foster rebounds. Cincinnati brings it back into the front court with Robinson. Robinson's going to take it himself against Jimmy Collins. Perimeter jump shot, swatted away by Jerry Sloan. Holt with the rebound. And Chicago brings the ball up the court. "Get that shot out of here," says Jerry Sloan. And Chicago is back on the offense. Collins dribbles it up. Holt working against Arnzen. Has an opening, but Arnzen is a stellar defender. And they're going to work the ball around the court some more. They get it inside to Love. Love works on the block. Around the iron and in 24 points now for Love as he is coming on here late. And they are going to need every point they can get out of Bob Love as they try to keep pace with the high-flying Cincinnati Royals. Cincinnati looking for a shot. They've got Polk on the perimeter, down on the block, working against Love. One-hand runner, all net. 19 for Polk off the bench, assisted by Robinson, and the Royals go back up 5. Jimmy Collins works against Robinson. Perimeter jump shot, no good, bounces out of bounds to Cincinnati. Under 9 to play now, and here come the substitutions. Weiss back into the game. Walker back into the game. Burwinkle back into the game. Chicago is loading up for the stretch run. And Cincinnati is going to follow suit, bringing Archibald back in. Van Arsdale, Green, Lacey. Archibald and Lacey both with 4 fouls. As Cincinnati now looks to go back on the offense. Archibald outside works against Weiss. Looks around the perimeter. Gets it to Hyder. Hyder's got nothing. 15 on the shot clock. Hyder has to force one up. No good. Johnny Green gets the offensive board. And he's fouled hard by Ruffner. That was a loose ball foul on the rebound, so it will just be 1 shot for Green. Not a shooting foul. As Green looks to add to his 20-point night. And he gets it to go. 21 now for Green, and the Royals lead by 6. What's Chicago going to do? Jimmy King working against Archibald. King to Ruffner, back out to King. Whistle, and King fouls on the offensive end. He ran over Nate Archibald on his way to the hoop. Once again, the referees calling that play in favor of the defender, as we've seen on both ends of the court consistently here tonight. Cincinnati's going to work it down to Lacey inside. Knocked away by Burwinkle. Lacey gets it back. Short jump shot, no good. Tipped in by Green. Johnny Green coming up huge. 23 and 11 for Johnny Green now, and the Royals have opened up an 8-point lead. Chicago's going to look back to Walker. Walker inside. Good look, no good. Walker gets his own rebound. And his follow-up is sent away by Lacey. Archibald comes out with it for Cincinnati. And the Royals have the chance to open up a 10-point lead. They're going to look down low to Lacey. But it's stolen away by Sloan. Archibald was looking down low, and Sloan picked his pocket. And back come the Chicago Bulls. King gets it to Sloan. Sloan working against Van Leer. They're going to look down low to Walker. Walker on the low post. He collides with Johnny Green. Layup no good. But the foul is called against Green, and Walker will go to the line to shoot 2. The fans in Cincinnati are tired of seeing this. Walker's already been to the free throw line 15 times today. And if you look at the total attempts, 46 to 14, what a discrepancy in free throw attempts, and a 22-point point difference. 23 now as Walker gets his first free throw to go. And Walker connects on the second. 36 now for Chet Walker, and it is once again a 6-point game. Back come the Royals. Van Leer back into the game is going to work against Jerry Sloan. Pick and roll with Lacey. Lacey drives to the basket. Lacey traveled. Another turnover for Cincinnati. And Chicago looks once again to cut back into the lead with 7 to go in the game. They're going to look to Walker on the low post. Walker's fouled by Hyder. Foul on the floor. 1 shot for Walker, who's been to the line 17 times today. And his 18th shot is up and good. 37 now for Chet Walker. And the lead is 5 for Cincinnati. Lacey on the low block has Chet Walker in a mismatch. Quick move by Lacey, steps around Walker, gets it to go. 14 for Lacey. Chicago's going to run the same play on the other end. They get Burwinkle in a mismatch against Robinson, and Burwinkle makes it look easy. Short jump shot gets the bounce. Lead is still 5 with 6:36 to play. Johnny Green inside with the layup, won't go. Rebound by Burwinkle, loose ball foul called on Robinson. And it will be Bob Love shooting one at the other end for Chicago. As that is now 5 fouls in the quarter for Cincinnati. Love gets it to go, and from this point forward, Chicago will be in the bonus. Johnny Green inside. Can't get the short jumper to fall. Burwinkle is called for the foul. And it'll be Johnny Green shooting 2. Both teams pounding the ball inside. Green shoots the free throw. It's good, but a lane violation is called on Tom Van Arsdale. And Bob Cousy is beside himself. What is he supposed to do? He finally gets a guy to the free throw line, and they call this nonsense on Van Arsdale. Take that one away from Green. Green still has one shot to go, and he misses it. Chet Walker with the rebound. So missed opportunity for Cincinnati there, and the Bulls are coming back trailing by only 4 points as King runs the offense. Looking inside to Bob Love. And another whistle and another injury on the play as Jim King is injured. Looks like he took a finger to the eye from Nate Archibald on the defense. So he will come out of the game, but he should be able to come back later if they need him. 6 minutes to go, and starting point guard Bob Weiss comes back in to replace King, as the Bulls have 16 on the shot clock. They're going to look to Walker, working against Van Arsdale. Walker drives, he lays it up and good. 39 now for Chet Walker, as we are coming right down to the wire of this one. The open man down low is Sam Lacey. Lacey working against Love inside. He gets the shot to go. And the Royals once again hold on to that lead. Chet Walker coming back on the wing. Short jump shot, all net. 116-114 with under 5.5 to play. Cincinnati looking for an opportunity. They've got Van Arsdale working against Chet Walker down low. Van Arsdale's going to take the shot. On the post up, he knocks it down. Give the assist to Johnny Green on the interior pass. Chicago coming back. Burwinkle working against Lacey on the low post. He lays it up and good. Does anybody want to play defense in this game? 118-116, under 5 to play. Nothing good happening for Cincinnati as they set things up. They've got Foster now at the shooting guard, working against Jerry Sloan. That's a complete mismatch for Foster. He doesn't want anything to do with Jerry Sloan. And he tries to get the ball to Archibald, and he threw it away. It'll be Chicago ball, and thank you. Van Leer comes back into the game now for Foster. And let's get somebody in there that knows how to handle the basketball. Chicago coming back now. Chance to tie the game. They are going to look to Bob Love, working inside against Johnny Green. Low block. He lost the ball. He got it back. He lays it up and good. Love now with 27. He's over his average. And the game is tied with 4.5 minutes to play. Nate Archibald working against Bob Love on the switch. Jump shot no good, but Love fouled him. Nice move by Archibald to step around Love. Love had no choice but to commit the foul. And it will be Nate Archibald shooting 2. And the first one's off the rim. The second shot for Archibald, also no good. Tipped by Green, no good. Love comes away with the rebound. And the Bulls have a chance to take the lead. They're going to work it down to Chet Walker on the low block. He pump fakes. Short jump shot, no good. Foul on Van Arsdale. Walker will shoot the 3 to make 2 now that Chicago is in the bonus. Yeah, the first shot is good, and Chicago has taken the lead. Walker, the second shot is also good. That is 43 points for Chet Walker, and the Bulls now have a 120-118 lead with 4 minutes to play. Nothing good on the first look. They're going to give it to Van Leer for the attack. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Sloan with a strong defense, but it's Johnny Green climbing the ladder to keep it alive. Green on the putback, all net. Very nice play by Johnny Green, and the Royals needed that. Chicago's getting the momentum, and they needed that putback by Johnny Green in the worst way. Chet Walker shoots from mid-range, all net. Walker is unstoppable tonight, and the Bulls once again are on top by 2. They don't like Van Arsdale on the block. He now has Bob Weiss against him on the switch. What's Van Arsdale going to do? He drives. He's cut off by Verwinkle. Shot no good. Weiss knocked to the floor, no foul. Tipped away by Love, and Chicago comes away with it. And Bob Cousy is livid. Van Arsdale was all over. Knocked to the floor by Weiss. No call. And in this situation with the Royals clinging to stay into this game, Chicago's got all the momentum, and the referees won't give them a call. Here's Bob Love on the perimeter. He's tough in the clutch, but he can't get this one to go. It's Johnny Green with his 13th rebound, and here comes the fast break. Green to Van Leer. Van Leer double dribbles. My goodness, another missed opportunity for Cincinnati. And with just over 3 minutes to play, the Bulls have the ball in a 2-point lead. And they're going to go to Bob Love. He's their guy. He's tough in the clutch. Shot no good. Hammered on the play by Green. And surprise, surprise, it will be Bob Love going to the free throw line. First shot for Love is no good. Second shot around the rim and drops in. And the Bulls with a 3-point lead, and that, believe it or not, fans, is the biggest lead of the game for Chicago. Under 3 minutes to play. Cincinnati needs to make something happen. Love hits the third shot on the bonus. It's good, and the lead is 4. Van Leer wants the basketball. Archibald wants the basketball. It's going to be Van Leer. They get it to Green on the baseline. Green collides with Love, no call. Green with a kiss, no good. Lacey and Sloan fighting for the ball. Lacey comes away with it. Lacey with the scoop shot, and it's good. It's a 2-point game once again, and Cincinnati needs a stop. Burwinkle is open on the post. Jump hook, no good. Rebound by Love, no good. And they call the foul on Lacey. Lacey over the top as Love was crashing the boards. And it's actually Burwinkle who was fouled on the play by Lacey. And it will be 2 shots for Burwinkle. 69% on the replay. The first shot is good, and it's a 3-point game. Burwinkle hits the second. And once again, the lead is 4. Cincinnati coming back. Van Leer on the perimeter. Fall away missed. Rebound Burwinkle. Double-double for Burwinkle. And Chicago's going to pull it out and set it up with 2 minutes left to play. Weiss dribbles it up to Sloan. Sloan working against Van Leer. Chicago in no hurry. They're going to look to Walker on the low post. Walker pump fakes. He shoots, he scores. 13 fourth quarter points for Walker, and the lead for Chicago is 6. Chicago on a big run here late in the fourth, and they have taken control of this one, and it's desperation time here at Cincinnati Gardens. Johnny Green wants it on the low post. He lays it up and good. It's a 4-point game now, but the Royals desperately need some defense, and they need to not foul. Walker works against Van Arsdale. Walker on the perimeter. Shot no good. Green got him with the body. Weiss will get 3 to make 2. And the fans here at Cincinnati Gardens are letting the referees have it. Weiss makes the first 2 shots. It's a 6-point game now with 1:25 to play. Cincinnati needs to work quickly. Archibald's going to go to work on Bobby Weiss. Archibald drives. Burwinkle cuts him off. Shot no good. Rebound by Love. The Bulls have the numbers, but once again, they're going to pull it out. Weiss bringing it up slowly, setting up the offense. They're going to look inside once again to Walker, and he's fouled by Van Arsdale. 2 shots for Walker. The first shot is up and good. Walker misses the second. Burwinkle with the offensive rebound, and he's going to pass it back out, and the Bulls are going to get another 24 seconds to kill. Oh, but this time Burwinkle is called for the offensive foul. So that is 3 on Burwinkle. The 4th on the quarter for the Bulls against 10 personal fouls in the 4th for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's going to pick up the pace on the offense. They're going to have to crash the boards hard and do everything they can to generate points. They're going to turn up the pressure on the defensive end and see if they can make something happen in the last minute of play. But down by 7, maybe too little too late. Van Leer. Open jump shot on the wing, no good. Foul on Burwinkle, and Burwinkle throws his arm up in disgust. You got to be kidding me. Van Leer hits the foul shot. The lead is 6. The second one is good. The lead is 5, but it's desperation time for the Cincinnati defense. Full court press. Weiss beats the press, drives to the basket, sends the ball outside to Walker. Walker with the fadeaway hits it. 50 points for Chet Walker, 16 in the 4th. And once again, Chicago is up by 7. A remarkable 4th quarter performance by Chet Walker and the Chicago Bulls as they look to sew this one up and steal one on the road against Cincinnati. Van Leer with the jump shot, no good. Tipped away by Love, pulled away by Love. And Chicago tries to beat the press. Weiss dribbles through the press, and they're going to pull the ball out and burn some clock. 17 on the shot clock. Weiss dribbling, back and forth with Sloan. Down to 15 on the shot clock. They're going to get it to Walker. Lacey grabs him, and that is 6 on Lacey. Lacey fouls out with 18 points and 9 rebounds in limited action. As Walker goes to the free throw line and the fans head for the exits. Walker hits the first and knocks down the second. 52 points for Chet Walker. What a performance for Walker tonight, as the lead is 9 for the Bulls. Cincinnati trying to make something happen. Archibald on the perimeter, down low to Green. Green is tied up by Love, and it'll be a jump ball. Less than 30 seconds to play now, as this one is all but over. Green controls the jump. It's going to be Archibald attacking Weiss on the dribble. He pulls up lame with a hamstring injury, but he'll remain in the game. They get it back into Green down low. He hits the shot. He's fouled by Sloan. He'll get 2 to make 1 on the bonus, but this is too little too late. As Green gets the free throw to go, that's 30 points and 13 rebounds for Johnny Green. Good night for the Cincinnati power forward. but there was only so much you could do against the Bulls' offensive attack and their relentless pounding of the ball down low and getting to the foul line 63 times on the night as Chicago attempts to dribble out the clock. Weiss dribbling Sloan. Back to Weiss. We're at 17. Chicago milks the clock down to 13. Down to 10. And with 10 seconds, they're going to let the ball go down to Fox in the low post. Open jump shot, no good. And a whistle and a foul. And it's going to be Chet Walker heading back to the free throw line for attempts number 25 and 26 today. And Walker connects on both for 54 points on the game. Great night for Walker. Great night for Johnny Green. Green in the lane, double pumps. And, of course, with 8 seconds left to play, the referees have to blow another whistle. My goodness. Al, thanks for coming. Al's on his way out. Thanks for coming, Al. ID Jester says, crazy game. The refs and their whistles were crazy. Yeah, crazy indeed. That 38 fouls and 65 free throws for Chicago is really record-setting. Green misses the first free throw for Cincinnati and actually misses both. He's got the third try on the three to make two. And he misses all three. Trifecta for Green, rebounded by Fox. 5 seconds to play. Weiss to Love. Love with the jumper at the buzzer, no good, and this one is over. Mercy, mercy, mercy. A 42-27 domination of the fourth quarter by Chicago. As Chicago finishes 50% from the field and 51 for 65 from the free throw line. 137 points to 129 for Cincinnati. Not surprising. In the real NBA 1970-71 season, the Bulls actually swept the season series against Cincinnati 4-0. So this outcome is really not surprising, but it's the journey that was frustrating for Bob Cousy and the Cincinnati Royals as they played hard, they played well, they shot the ball 50%, they out-rebounded Chicago, and they got great performances from Van Leer, from Johnny Green, and of course Polk off the bench with 19 and 11. Charlie Polk. It just wasn't good enough to overcome the aggressive interior play of Chicago, and they converted 79% of their free throws and give this one to Bulls. All right, thanks for coming, everybody. Randy Luxembourg, Robbie Wartburg, Beatles Eternally, Al Red Sox fan, ID Jester, Utah Mike was here for a while. What other luminaries did we have in the chat room tonight? Sports Time Machine, stop by. Yeah, Utah Mike. And lots of luminaries in the chat room here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We will indeed see you all next time. And that's our stream. And I am out of here.